Right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the second map coming up here at the ESL Pro League. Third week, second day, second map. Lots of numbers. It's Penta and ESC. I'm Anders, with me, of course, on the right-hand side. I'm always confused about the switch up. It's Semler, and not on the camera right now. It's Vendetta. Vendetta, someday we'll find a way to get you on the webcam, because you do have a webcam. But either way, you're still here, and that's the most important thing.
I'm with you in spirit.
Precisely. And so you guys out there in the chat, high level of intellectual debate going on, I can tell in the pause, so I appreciate that, guys. Well played. And obviously, I honestly, I'm upset. I thought there was a chance that Penta could maybe steal Mirage away, but nothing like that. Ven, you said you thought 2-0. Did you imagine 2-0 in such a fashion?
Not that dominant from Penta, but I kind of expected them to win Mirage.
All right. I mean, 16-6.
That was way better on Penta's end than I thought. But they played well, and they made it 16-6, even with some pretty grave mistakes that could have kept them from losing some pretty big rounds, like the pistol round, for instance. So definitely a really good showing from the German team.
Yeah.
I think
pretty much. I think a lot of those, not to take anything away from Penta, there were some, it seemed like both teams were slow to wake up, or at least slow to get warmed up. At the beginning of the match, there was a lot of mistakes made on both sides, but it looked like Penta were the ones to find their footing first and never really allowed ESC to get into the game after that. So at least that's the feel that I got watching that first map. Both of them started cold, but Penta were definitely there and in control first.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest. Well, Penta's kind of started to get their iron grip on the game at around, I think it was 7-4 in favor of Penta, and after that they never really looked back. And I think that's when Penta really woke up. And prior to that point, we'd seen some pretty wonky runs from both teams with a bit of alternative decision making.
Yeah.
So Penta managing to clean that up and get back to their, I guess, standard style of playing the quickest definitely benefited a lot from that.
Yeah. I mean, there were some high impact rounds. I think the third one of the first half where Penta managed to win it back after ESC won the pistol and won the follow-up round. The third one where they had, that one fatal flashbang and just a couple of pistols, and they won it back. That's obviously a really high-impact round. Then they win the pistol round on the second half as well, and that I think those two rounds combined will give you a really good shot at winning almost any map. And, they did a lot of other really good stuff in between that. Amongst other things, they had, a really, really good economy going in on the T side as well of Mirage, meaning even if ESC had started to bring it back, it would have taken a while to eliminate that economy. And in the end, not all of the game, but a large part of it is about the dollar bills. So, I mean, if you got it, you need to show it. And speaking of that, we are going to go into the game just to be sure that we can move along here. It's Penta and ESC, and almost everybody is on the server. It's Dust2. It's the map that Penta picked. So let me ask you in reverse, Ven. What are the chances that ESC can make an upset here and win on Penta's map?
Not as high as Penta winning on Mirage. I think Penta's actually probably one of the better Dust2 teams. Back when, obviously, they've been in different lineups, when we've seen Crystal in alternate, and people in Planet Key, the German teams have been pretty good on Dust2 on occasion, or actually it's been one of their better maps versus the other top teams in Europe. So seeing all these players gathered up in one team, I think they're going to do pretty okay for themselves on Dust2. I think this might be their best map, actually. Even if it might not be that as of right now, I think it will be in the future.
All right, so we're going to have to find out. I mean, I was really pleased by Penta. I think they made some cool decisions, and their aim obviously is really on point. Like they're getting some very interesting entry kills and clutching a lot of situations too. I don't think we saw nearly as much from Nex on the first half as we wanted to, but he was also allocated towards the B bomb site for a large part of it, and not much really happened there. So you can't blame him for that. Whenever he was really needed, he seemed to step it up. But I think on Dust2 we could potentially see a lot more from him.
Well, it felt like more of a team effort, actually. Looking at the stats across the board for Penta, it seemed like throughout the game, at least, maybe not so much towards the beginning, but definitely going towards the end of the match, it all kind of leveled out, and everybody was pretty damn close to each other on the scoreboard, like high teens. There wasn't really anybody slacking off on the team. It wasn't like Nex, you know, like we expected. We kind of hyped him up at the beginning to be this, like, you know, this guy, the superstar that we got to keep our eye on, right? He's going to trash everyone. It felt like much more of a team effort where everybody was kind of just putting in work on Penta's side rather than just having that one guy.
Yeah. And actually, I was looking it up right now because it felt fitting seeing how they're playing Dust2. Penta have only lost 2 games on Dust2 out of 14 games. And one of them was to alternate with SMN dropping 30 frags, and we all know what happened to SMN, so I don't really think we can account for that game.
Damn.
So 1 loss in 13 games for Penta on this map. Obviously not everything with said lineup, but as of late they've beaten Flipside, they've beaten Orbit. I think if you go right before Christmas at, well, the Acer Invitational, they beat both Mousesports and Virtus Pro on Dust2.
Oh my god, 1 in 14. That means they have a 140% chance of winning it. I mean, that's okay. It's not how math works. All right, let's not do this.
But yeah, they're pretty good on Dust2.
They're pretty good. They're actually like they're 40% better than you should be able to. They don't just win. I don't know what the level up from winning in Counter-Strike is. Somehow we've started the game being 4-on-5, which is not cool. We need to wait just a little bit.
Dude, that's how good they are. They don't even need 5.
That would be impressive, right? Just like it's one of the guys taking a break. Like in other sports where you keep your best players out of the loop if you feel like you're already winning, that you just bench them and, you know, they can play better another game. They're just like, oh, we'll just, you know, Nex needs his rest. Well, once we get into it, is there a particularly cool pistol, you know, T-strat that you can do to start off winning here? Is there like some secret formula that nobody else knows about? What do you think?
Unfortunately for ESC, I don't think there's an automatic win recipe for the pistol round on Dust2 or any map for that matter. But it's a shame, right? Somebody should have figured that out by now. So not as of right now, but still a lot of good ways to go about it. And seeing how Penta have played as much Dust2 as they have, ESC should have a pretty okay idea as to what to expect from their from Penta CT setup, and plan from that. And holy hell, look at Penta.
Oh, we're knifing first.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, we're knifing, dude.
Yeah, okay. So that was
that would have been like the dominance play right there.
I was like, holy hell, are they actually just stacking 5 people at line? That would have been something. So
imagine doing it though. Like imagine how
if they do it the upcoming round, then yes, please. Well, I guess it's up to ESC to do it now.
That'd be the ultimate read. Yeah, Penta gets to start on the terrorist side, which is not at all bad for this map. This map was either way, depending on where your strengths lie and how good of a start you have. Really, really hard calling a side on this particular one. We've seen people come back from almost any score, so it's a little bit interesting. I think the winning moment for ESC here is denying a good economy to Penta. If Crystal can't get the orb, if they're constantly struggling economically, that's where the Poles have a really good shot. If they start getting too much money on the Penta side, I don't know, it's going to get ugly. Here we go, though. It is 1 defuse kit, 1 grenade stack going on minis. Everyone else with armor don't want to get body shot by that Glock. But look at this, actually. 2 people middle, 2 people B. They're really ready. They are only going to leave 1 person over here. That's Innocent on long.
This is really interesting, though, because they're wrapping back towards mid here from Penta. They went into Upper Dark. Actually, ESC going with a bit of a push in Upper Dark as well. They aren't going to catch anybody, though, unfortunately for them. They're just going to be a couple seconds too late, but they're still clearing this part of the map out, and they could get a big flank in mid.
Struxy might be going down here. Oh, Mouse, he catches the heel there with the last shot. It's still important that Innocent stays alive, because otherwise they could be fighting for a retake. The last 4 members of Penta are coming long. So Innocent, can we get a USPS 1 click here? It's what the doctor's ordered. Grenade rains in. Backup is coming quick. They need a lot. Mouse is going to take down Dennis. Innocent will find Nex as well. This is a fantastic start here for the ESC lineup. Spitty, the last man standing 1-on-4, goes down, and Innocent and Mouse, the main contributors to that victory. ESC with a convincing pistol round.
Very convincing, and I really like this the strat they actually did that round on the CT pistol. It's kind of similar to what we saw Very Games do back in early 2013, but excluding the tower. Instead, they would have had one guy in mid and 3 guys pushing in towards upper dark with 1 guy boosted up on short. So really cool to see them pushing aggressive, and as you said, it gives them so much information, and they exactly know how to rotate at any given time.
Now they just got a nutfall to the Tech 9 and the scout that's going on the other side, which is a lot easier said than done. That Tech 9 is so good. Rallen in the middle, picks up one, but one more is not going to get it. Dennis comes through. Sparrow's here. He has to run. I think he has to fight next here. If he runs back in, he's going to be fighting so many angles. It's not going to be easy at all, but he does make it work. Takes that 1 kill, then goes down, and it's a 2-on-2 retake.
It's going to be a 2-on-2 retake. They should be able to get the bomb plant here before they can get in position. I mean, Menai's, he could hit the right timing. He just barely falls short. He can't kill Nex, though, but Nex is down to 10 HP. This is going to be Menai's cleaning everything up, and they will get the defuse as well, so no problem there for ESC, but that was still far too costly a round for them. Very
much so. Tech 9 Scout, man, is so good. What do you think, man?
Yeah, Tech 9 Scout is gonna be the new ZZ thing. Well, the Scout has been a thing for quite some time, but the Tech 9 is gonna just see more and more popularity on the T side. It's a really an obnoxious pistol, and I'm just waiting, like 2 or 3 months in time, from now, it's gonna be the one weapon that everyone hates.
Almost certainly. Look at this. Penta actually going for the buy here. They decide Galil with only 2 flash, 2 smoke, and 1 grenade, and a scout that's the key. That's the answer. Pretty aggressive move from the German team. Absolutely so.
What do you make of this buy? I'm not a huge fan, because it feels like you're risking a lot of your early pressure.
I'm going to have to interrupt. Menis is walking up behind him here. He's going to get a chance. Picks up 1, gets a quick double, goes for the triple, and maybe a little bit too greedy, in fact, because he ends up going down to Dennis. If he had just fallen back then, that would have been such an incredible play. Now, it's still great. It's still really great. But there's a tiny chance that Penta can bring it back, especially if they instant dink Mouse here.
Mouse is in a likely position. He just needs to play it safe, though. He's watching both angles, so that could be the timing issue. He does get dinked, but because it's a Galil, it's not going to get the job done. Sure, they wish they had AKs at that point. 2 guys very low on ESC, but the final kill is going to go for Mouse and ESC. 3 guys alive. They're going to keep it together. And there you go, Penta. Not even a plant to show for that buy. That's the problem. They're going to give another round here to ESC. Another opportunity now for ESC to get some money on the board, because Penta are only going to be able to afford pistols.
It's a bit of a weird buy to go for, in my opinion, especially if you're gonna leave your positions that early as well, because they didn't set up in anything standard like a 1-3-1. As Menis picks up Dennis there real quick. Oh, actually, double frag from him. Okay. And yeah, that obviously does not help the case of Penta, but this is an eco after all, so it should be a fairly easy cleanup for ESC. But yeah, again, really surprised about the fact that, well, Penta decided to buy up when they did, and then actually leave their positions.
Oh, a bit annoying there for Menis at the end that he got downed by Speedy, but they will obviously be able to save the AWP, so not such a devastating result here. But you're right, eco round cleanup, they only lose 1 person, 4-0, and Penta back in action with an AWP on Crystal, and he's not got the greatest spawn for long, but it's very close to the best one you can get. He's going to be facing Menis.
But yeah, Strux is the one picking up the off.
Oh, you're right. What? Oh, I thought because they ran long that they were going to go for the spawn, but obviously not. They did lose 1 part. They did go long just with AKs, and they were flashed as well. They couldn't see anything. Innocent taking a tiny bit of damage here, and he's going to have to get backed up by Mouse. He can look a little bit over if he jumps, and he just wants to see if anyone is there. They've left Crystal in pit with an AWP, and I love this play. This is such a great play, and it's not on much health, but if they peek him at the wrong time here, that could completely screw up ESC's positioning on the map.
This is a real pleasure, actually. It's all a patience game, essentially. But look at Mau's positioning as well. Mau's not really showing anything. He's not taking the risk of peeking towards pit. He knows that he still has Innocent here to watch the lane, so he doesn't need to expose himself. Question is now, is Crystal ever going to get the opportunity to get a shot out here?
Oh, I mean, he's coming in, and it's the perfect timing. Crystal is going to be hammering his desk because that was just a godlike timing coming out there from from Minis. Mouse going to get a headshot. Speedy goes down. It's all on Strux here. Grenade going to rain in, and it's a little bit too far. He still gets the kill. Gets a follow-up headshot. That's now a triple. He has the bomb, and he's got just exactly 27 seconds here to do this 1-on-2, which would give him an ace. That would be the ultimate comeback into this game, or this second map here for Penta. He's going to go for the plant for short, and the timing is almost there for Sparrow. He actually goes aggressive flashbang in. Goes down Strux. Such a nice attempt, and it doesn't quite work.
But yeah, that was, again, a weird round from Penta, because, as you said, you would have assumed that Crystal had the op as they were moving quickly towards long. And especially with what they did after, because, sure, one of them went down to Minis, or I think it was Minis with the op, at long initially, and the follow-up was really to get everyone out on long after Crystal had made it down into pit, and then give him the op, which I didn't quite understand. Like, why not just have him go with the op the entire time?
Yeah, I'm confused about that one myself, and I was confused initially if you didn't hear, so, I still don't really have an answer for that. They had some sort of plan, obviously, going in and out. They're going to try and rush out middle. They might catch Minis if they're really quick about it, but not that quick, I see. It's still going to work out. A couple of people left in B, so it's not going to be such an easy B take, but they need to get something done here. Rallen gets the quick double kill, and one of them was the AWP that was stolen, which is really important. Down middle, Spitty gets essentially a free kill, but he is going to be alone, and he doesn't control the bomb. It's still a pretty effective round as they kill 2 people and can't get a third one. That's 6-0 for ESC. Things are looking damn good here for the Polish team.
It really is. They're shutting down Penta, and Penta kind of started digging a hole for themselves with that early buy they did in the third round. I think that's coming back to haunt them a bit, because now they're falling pretty far behind as Crystal picks up a really good shot onto Sparrow. But
yeah, buddy.
Oh, that's so dirty, though. That is really, really a naughty play.
Penta have got to be like really frustrated with that as well, because Crystal is watching towards mid. He's supposed to be the man watching to see if anybody comes through those doors like that. So Penta, they go running in because they haven't heard anything from Crystal. Minis gets a free kill, so that's, I don't know if it's Crystal's fault, but that definitely shouldn't have happened there. Penta should have had better control of mid.
I think it's one of those plays it feels unlikely from Crystal's point of view, because he's already killed one person in the middle, so he's thinking, there's not going to be anyone challenging me here. And the fact that the smoke goes up, he doesn't connect the 2 things, and yeah, that was very, very cool. I love that. Rallen waiting down here against Crystal, but up in the bomb site. Innocent spotting the crossover here. If they can defend A, this is going to work out once again. Innocent, though, he could get backstabbed from long. Spitty's the one making his way in. Now, everyone is on short all long. I think Spitty and Innocent, this battle between these two is really the most important one.
Woo! Rallen! 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 Yeah! Okay!
What? Oh my god. That was so secret, Semler. I had no idea why he was shouting. I was so focused on the battle over at long. I was just like, wait, what? Oh, right. I caught the end of the camera. I caught all the kills on the camera, so thank you, Semler, for shouting like that. That was so good.
That was perfect, too, because he just walks out through doors right behind them, and he nails the jump, you know, the little edge jump onto the middle box, gets that in one. Like, everything went perfect for Rallen to just completely eviscerate that push.
They had 3 AWPs on the ESC side, and I swear I just saw Minis waving in the middle with a knife out. That was so confusing. What? Just, I mean, obviously one of the AWPs is gone, but that looked so weird. Crystal also did tag Sparrow, but Innocent's going to get a kill return on Dennis, so it's back into a 4-on-4. They have to bring it back. Penta, they need to start winning rounds right now, and they need to connect a lot of rounds, not just one. They need to get like 3 or 4 in a row here and really bring themselves back in the game. Otherwise, they could end up bombing out of this second map here.
Well, there's a start at least. Two kills there initially to begin with. It's going to be down to Sparrow now on B side. He's going to peek at window, and he misses a free kill. That's a mistake that cannot happen here. That's going to make his life a whole lot harder. Misses a second shot.
So many opportunities here. Mouse gets the parting shot off here, and we'll take one down. Crystal, are they going to walk past? They will. Actually, they have to go back out to get the bomb, of course, and Mouse is there to pick one up. Next coming out. Innocent misses the shot. This is crucial. ESC, oh, it's heartbreaking to watch because Penta, they needed this round. They were almost at it, and now Strux is alone one-on-one versus Innocent, and one bullet in his leg is going to be all it takes. I'm not sure Innocent realizes because he's still AWPing against him. He gets shot through the door as well. He's down to 10 health. This grenade is going to be a touchdown. Innocent explodes. Strux is going to win the 1-on-2, and Penta are finally on the board. Well played on the German side. It's about time.
They're making it as hard as possible for themselves. Losing the bomb outside of window, then kind of blocking each other as one guy goes out to get it, so the bomb is still outside, and then you start just sacrificing people to the Polish players one by one. It's not impressive play from the Germans up to this point by any means, and I think they could have gone a lot worse if the guy from ESC who had the opted to, well, he had 3 targets, as he said, so many opportunities, there's so many possibilities to shoot people, but he decided to do no scope into no man's land instead of just scoping up and trying to go for one of the 3 targets he had.
Yep. Problems.
Yeah.
The big thing here has... Oh, Crystal in the middle. Rallen living life on the edge. That's scary as hell. But if ESC make this round back, then round loss bonus gets reset. They came out of that last round with only 1 surviving member, meaning everyone except really Strux and Dennis have almost no money at all. This would be the breaking point for Penta. If they lose this round, the next time they can buy is like a, what, 9-1 or something like that. That's no fun at all.
Oh, that's all of their momentum that they are hoping to get going here. It's gone just like that. And they haven't really found a way in either. ESC have been playing this near perfectly this round. Not peeking, not falling for flashes, not falling for peeks. They aren't going forward aggressively. Innocent is going to be the one who's holding up close to a house, though. And he gets 2 kills. That's perfectly fine. Minis is going to be here with the rotation, takes him out with the op, and now ESC are going to be able to just control this situation from here on out.
Should be almost unwinnable at this point as Crystal goes down. It's all on Strux, the hero of the last round, coming in 1-on-4 here. I mean, he's got 10 seconds. It's not even really a contest. There is nothing he can do to win at that point. And Rallen will finish it off. The worst has happened. Vendetta, what level of tragedy are we talking about here? Is it worse than the Titanic?
This is Romeo and Juliet meets Titanic type of tragedy.
If Romeo and Juliet played out on the Titanic?
Oh, yeah.
Before it sunk, and I don't know. All right.
Trying to think of an angle here. Instead of stabbing himself with the knife, he stabbed the Titanic with an iceberg. I
What? You could have gone the poison route, obviously.
Well, that was Romeo, right?
You understand that the Titanic was a cruise ship, Samler.
Exactly. That's what
it's
I'm
a
saying,
really big knife.
I know.
It wasn't just a random act. He drove the Titanic onto the iceberg willingly. There you go.
I know that Americans aren't all about the history, but still, I mean,
some things surely.
I don't know, man. But then the question is, begs the question: is this the modern version of Romeo and Juliet, or is this the one of the past? Do they shank each other, or do they use the guns? I guess because we're talking CS, it has to be the modern.
Isn't
version.
that one with poison as well? Isn't it?
Yeah. That was.
All right.
Yeah.
Knives,
it's still
poison, guns. I mean,
gasoline,
nuclear bombs.
I just feel like, I mean, if it's the guns of Counter-Strike, I feel like Romeo and Juliet would be considerably more violent if, one of them committed suicide with an AWP or something.
Whoa. Well, there wouldn't be much left,
That's
the
pretty
thing.
gory.
You can't really have like the dramatic, like beautiful scene of like, pan out, right? But it's just like a smear of red. It's like, oh, this is no, just
how lovely.
Just turn the movie off. No, that's it.
All right. So it's on the scale of if Romeo and Juliet decided to actually live together and they tried to sail off, and then the Titanic sailed them over before it also got railroaded by the iceberg. That's how bad it is for Penta right now. Really bad stuff. Minis, he is pretty much without any kind of scruples here. He's just going and waiting. Oh, the timing is not quite there. Next is going to fall back. The rest of Penta trying their luck against Innocent, and he's not quite so innocent as he seems. He's got the M4 in hand, and he's assassinating them player by player. The last one falling. That's 4 kills for Innocent. Extremely well controlled with the rifle there. 9-1. And Penta, should they buy now then?
Well, at this point, they kind of have to. They've already lost 9 rounds on their T side of Dust2. I think they're in also, as we kind of alluded to, they're in a lot of trouble. And I think, they're just gonna have to force up whenever they have the, most minor opportunity to do it. So
It's basically, do we have 3,000? If yes, buy Galil armor and pray. If no, just curl up in a ball and start crying because ESC are gonna just take it to you.
They have the chance here. It kind of has to happen. They need to deal with Minis, and he actually tried to sneak in lower dark again. This time he was denied. He's going to go down in the middle. That was Strux with a really quick kill so fast I couldn't even switch back fast enough. It's going to be 4 on 5. The opening is the first step in the right direction.
Rollin moving back to his usual place in mid. He's going to be listening right now. He's pricked his ears, waiting to see if there's going to be a pop flash through. We've seen Penta use this in the past. They might be setting up for it now. Or are they just going to try and sneak their way in? They do. It's just the 1-for-1, though. They do get the drop on him in the end. Good positioning there by Strux, not feeding Crystal in and not getting that refrag.
Trying to get the shots with the smoke, but Sparrow is going to have to pull a bit of a miracle here. He's in the background. He shoots right through the legs. That's almost unreal. He's going to get down Spitty, and that's the end of it. Strux will take him down, and now it's a 2-on-3. At the B bomb site, if they... Actually, they don't have an enormous amount of money on the ESC side, so unless they get a quick kill here, I'd suggest saving at least the AWP. Maybe put Mouse in for a kill and then see what happens. Innocent? He's hiding the open... Alright, alright.
No. Yeah, they're not interested in backing off here. They're going in. This is all about taking control. Here's the power play. It's coming through, and Strux is going to get ruined. Innocent now is going to step in. Double kill for Innocent. Does he have another quad in him?
Oh, there's almost no time here. Nex is going to walk forward. Innocent looking for it, but too much time has passed. He can't do anything at this point. Nex might be walking into just a suicide with the bomb, but he's even going to live here. A brave attempt, I would say. Much closer than it should have been there at the end. And ESC, I mean, yeah, I think you're right. The power play, they want to show Penta that they have no business even trying to win Dust2.
But they don't tend to lose that much, actually. If you're ESC, sure, you're going to... waste a bit of money and it might affect your economy, but they still have 9 rounds on the CT side. So I think they're feeling pretty okay with just fooling around and actually see if they have the opportunity to actually break Penta completely.
And look at this, ESC are so intent on making Lower Dark a really dangerous place, and it's been Minis who's sort of been sneaky. Now he's boosted up on Catwalk and is looking down into Lower Dark. I mean, you could see Penta, they're suspicious about Lower Dark. They keep wondering what's going on. But are they going to predict this particular angle? That's the issue. And if they don't, they could end up losing one really quickly. Now the timing might work out for them here. Are they spotting Minis? They're certainly aware someone's up there. And just before the grenades rain in, ESC managed to fall back. So a lot of drama, but no real action happening. No one getting killed just yet.
It seems like Penta are wanting to go back towards that middle area once again, because that's where they've had moderate success so far. It doesn't quite work out with Dennis getting picked up by Mouse, and I'm surprised they didn't commit more to it, that they actually just left Dennis out there alone.
Mouse going for another one. He spots a couple of people, but so many rush through. It's kind of hard to pick one target, and you can't shoot all of them all at the same time. They're going to smoke up middle, pretending to be going B, but they're actually falling back with the bomb up on short. Flash good. Rollin can't see a thing, but he's unflashed just as Crystal comes in, and he's going to go down. A lot of this down to Minis. On short, covering the crossover. This is a strong position to hold with an AWP. Classic situation. He's going to pick up the first kill. Goes for the re-peek, and the scout's going to do some damage here with the grenade in. It does a pretty decent amount of damage to the remaining 2 terrorists. And how are they going to possibly hold this bomb site? I have no idea, and I'm not sure Penta do either. It's a 1-on-4 here, and the scout is not going to be successful. And even more tragedy on top of the other thing. I don't know what's worse now. Is it the Titanic inside the Bermuda Triangle? Romeo and Juliet? I don't know how much we can put on here. It's bad.
It's really bad. So, back to square one for Penta. It couldn't actually be in a deeper hole than what they are right now.
Is it as if though Romeo and Juliet took a flight on the Hindenburg and it crashed into the Titanic in the middle of the sea? It's certainly very bad. Like this, I don't know. We'll have to come up with more stuff if this keeps going the wrong way for Penta.
Oh yeah, they're just getting completely wrecked right now. But yes, the ESC are doing a lot of things very well, and I think a lot of it has to do with the play of Innocent and Minis, especially Minis opening up so many rounds for them.
Feels like it's been quite a while since we've seen a team dominate like this hard on CT side Dust2. Like the old momentum games where it just seemed like teams could be unstoppable on CT side if they got the right start. I feel like we're seeing that right now with ESC. They're just looking untouchable.
Is it like some Kenny and Cali level Titan play going on? Is that what we're...
Oh man, back in the day.
The good old days, or the bad old days, depending on what side you were on. Good grenade there coming out. And the follow-up shot, Menis just hitting everything that he desires at this point. He's going to go for the repeat against Strux, and finally he has come to an end. The Molotov here just to try and buy time, but it doesn't even really matter. Dennis goes down, and Strux is the last man standing. He's going to get headshot by Rallen, and we're at an 11-2 scoreline here. And I'm wondering if, if there are anyone out there, is there anyone out there with really good Photoshop skills? You might want to try and Photoshop the Hindenburg crashing into the Titanic with Romeo and Juliet on it, and Penta potentially are somewhere in that mix too, because that's an accurate description of what's going on here. That's what we're sticking with. Photoshop, guys, go. Menis charging up into middle, and we made some Titan references. Shox used to do this a lot when he was on Titan, rushing up with the AWP. Had more success than Menis, so he got shot down, but Innocent gets 2 return kills over and long, so it's still a 3-on-4. They have 1 AWP saved, but no armor.
I think that was pretty much, we are so far ahead, guys. I'm just going to go for something crazy. It doesn't matter if they're on pistols. I'm still just going to go running up with the AWP, which you would never do if you were a sane person, but clearly Menis is not that person. Whoa. Sparrow just barely makes it out of mid in time, back onto that B site. At this point now, ESC don't need to take risks. They should just be playing bread and butter.
Yeah. Just grind through. Make sure nothing goes wrong at this point, which is... It sounds easy, but, when you're winning this much, there's a temptation for a little bit, too much excitement going on the team. And I actually think it's one of the hallmarks of a really solid team if they can just keep winning when they're winning. It sounds like it's easy, but sometimes you have people doing too crazy things and it falls apart. They do have a really good shot at making this 13-3 here, though Penta finally have a little bit of money and some grenades, so something is working for the Germans as well, and they need this last round.
Desperately. Desperately. Menis isn't feeling very generous right now. He takes out Dennis to start. 2 guys pinned down in pit right now for Penta. No AWP. Nice nade onto Innocent, though, and Spitty follows it up with an AK shot to the face. It's just going to be a 4-on-4 now. Penta's still in control of long, however.
Oh, yeah. Maybe if Nex can take down Mouse over on short, that could cause some confusion for Menis, but they're actually falling back. They're once again going to leave 1 guy in pit, which is, Crystal with a Galil. Not as cool as an AWP, of course. Mouse waiting. Nex right around the corner, and this could definitely be a turning moment here in the last round of the half. Nex not going to come out on top. I almost don't want to say anything because Penta are so far behind, and they need these rounds.
Desperately. But now it's going to be a 4-on-2. Again, they're going back to long. Penta have not had any luck at all. And it looks like Menis is taking a possession on Cat, so this is going to be fairly tough here. Unless he gets the timing wrong. Does he peek at the right time? Yes, he does, and finds the headshot on Spitty. Drops the bomb, and gets the follow-up onto Crystal.
Yes.
Not every day that we see such a dominant half out of a team like this. ESC, all of a sudden, it's that ESC that I was expecting to see on Mirage. They showed up on Dust2. It's opposite day, guys. The team, they're going to lose on the map that they pick, clearly.
Yeah, and in spectacular fashion as well. Both teams, or barring an insane comeback from Penta on their CT side, both teams will have lost their map picks by a significant margin. And honestly, the way Penta is playing right now, I don't really see them coming back from this.
No, it's really hard to say, isn't it? Like, if they get to the 2 ops, 1 auto sniper level, and it's really good. Like, Crystal starting off with a headshot like that is exactly what they need, but it is hard to envision exactly how the comeback is going to play out here for Penta. They need some seriously good rounds. Charging into the bomb site. Dennis is going down. Oh, no, it's going the wrong way next. Trying to get back outside, but he's got to be careful middle as well. There is a guy lurking in here. It's Innocent. He takes down Strux. He's come through now next. Well, they need to make this work. Innocent still fighting in the middle, and he's eventually going to get overwhelmed. Sparrow goes down next with a really, really fast triple kill. That was exciting. We only caught a little bit of it on the camera, but that's Penta at least winning the pistol round. First step in the right direction.
First step in the right direction, but is it prolonging the agony? Yeah, prolonging the agony is what I was looking for there, not prolonging. The agony.
The agony, yeah. Yeah.
Penta, the question is, do Penta want the battle back? I like, that's the thing. It's always like that question of, do you just keep fighting to the bitter end, try and get some rounds on the board, get some confidence back for that 3rd map, or do you just end it and go to that 3rd map?
I think you want to build up some confidence. You don't want to go out feeling like you've just been tossed around.
Yeah, a little bit of a buffer. I mean, I'm assuming either way, Penta is probably going to take a break right after this map and just like get back into it, unless they of course come back. Then they're just going to be celebrating. But if they lose it, they're going to want to take just 2 minutes to just put it aside. You know, all professional players at this level are well used to losing really, really badly. That goes for any team in the world. And part of being a professional player is also having the ability to mentally reset before the next map. So the longer time they have to do that, the better it is. And all this time basically is reset time. Like, you know, all the kills they're getting feels a little bit better, and then after the map, quick break, and then maybe they can come back on Nuke and do even better. Well, it's AK time, and they're actually up against a Scout, a FAMAS, and 4M4. So the CT arsenal is still not looking that great, is it?
And I'm surprised that we didn't see Speedy actually go up from... Well, I'm actually surprised we didn't see more calls, because they definitely have the money to get upgrades, etc. And they should know that ESC are actually buying up.
Look at what Speedy wants to do. He's trying for the Scout headshot. If that had worked, that would have been a true moment. So that's actually interesting. This is the kind of trick play you'd want to do if you're really, really far ahead. If you're this far behind, man, that's bold.
I'd prefer to see him do it with a Nova or a Swag 7. But Scout works.
Charging through into CT spawn where Speedy was holding. Crystal is up on the box trying to look through the smoke, but he can't see a thing. Are they planning right in front of him? They're about to do. The smoke is going to clear. Crystal comes out. FAMAS charging. He can't see a single thing. He still gets a kill. Strux will get 1-2, and all of a sudden it's a 2-on-3. Manise goes down, and it's just Sparrow left here. 1-on-3. That was kind of an extraordinary play there, just hiding in the smoke on a bomb site.
Ooh, Crystal's gonna have to move out into the open here. This Molotov might force it, but doesn't have to worry about it. Arctic Dennis is there to fill it in from CT slope. So Penta, I mean, that's 3 very neat rounds. Some mad play there from Crystal, just hiding in the smoke, going for a full snacks. But still, Penta, they've got more rounds than they had in the first half already in the beginning of the second. There we go. It can happen, guys.
Improvement.
That kind of smoke play is one, when it works, it looks so good, but I would say statistically it's a big risk to take. You are putting yourself in a really weird position. If you end up coming out of the smoke with your back to someone, you could just die very, very fast. Though out on long, Speedy doing a good job. Strux is going to take down Sparrow. Coming up from behind though is Manise. He gets 1, goes for a little bit more damage, and they're also coming in from long here. This is a weird position. Speedy getting sandwiched. And 2 good kills coming in from ESC, but that's probably going to be the end of it. Yes, Mouse goes down, and it's now 13-6. A very long way lies ahead of Penta. They need to win 10 rounds here on the second half still.
Essentially what it boils down to, but we're going to have the second crack at it here for ESC now that they've got some guns on the board. Curious to see if ESC, they're going to be able to just shake off this rough start that they've had and end this game right here, because if they were to win it, there's still enough money maybe for a force on Penta's side, but you know they're going to go into a force because it's going to be the 14th round win for ESC. But they're going to have a little bit more than they would if they didn't have that 8 grand sitting on one of their members.
Manise did get the spawn for long this round, and he wanted to try and go and take a quick peek. Didn't find anybody, and he also got Molotov back. Could have tried to wait in the Molotov. We've seen people do that before, but it's another risky play. You could end up burning half your HP away, and then, you know, they peek too late. Or if they peek an instant, you die anyway. So don't mind that he tried to play that a little bit carefully. They seem to be setting up for long anyway, and with the open play, I mean, long is a really good position to control, but they have to get past Strux and Crystal, and even coming into play Speedy as well. So not exactly an easy task. Well, did I curse Penta?
I think you just cursed Penta. Goodbye, Strux.
Oh man, Speedy and Crystal, they're going to have to come up big here. I like the fact that everyone's rotating in, yet they're giving up on B entirely. They are just leaving the B side of the map to try and defend here. And is that a mistake? Are they rotating back? Has ESC got the read? They're down middle again. Crystal goes down. Dennis with an important kill on Innocent, but the bomb is still making its way up on the ramp next. He's going to have to come up big. He gets 1. He's getting shot in the back. Oh no, it's a 1-on-3 here. ESC. That was a great read going back from long. It's not over yet. Dennis could still 1-on-3 there. She's got the 1 kill. Perfect grenade, but he eats the AWP bullet. Ven, what? How did they manage to make that read going back from long? Because that seemed like a perfect timing going back long and short.
I actually, to me, it was the other way around. I don't think it was that good of a decision for ESC to go back to short, because when you get those kills at long, you're definitely going to force a rotation from Penta over towards A, which we saw. So it basically just gave Penta an opportunity to get more picks before you actually get onto a bomb site, as many picks of Dennis. Yeah, I thought that was a bit of a risky move from ESC. I still think they could have more or less just man-moded forward at long, smoking off everything and actually getting the site that way with only one guy at short instead of their entire team. But it works out, so again, can't fault them for it.
Yeah, fair enough. Man mode is always a good thing. Kind of like what Minis tried to do there. Next, almost getting innocent, but they're rushing up middle. They're going to run into Crystal, and he was not prepared. Yeah, not even close. Now, it's all on Next here. He's going to have to go a little bit more than man mode, and it's not really possible. That had to be God tier mode here. It's about to be a map point, I think, for the ESC team. Sparrow picking up a double kill, making it 15-6. And they have absolutely no money on the Penta side, so yeah. Things have come crashing down onto Penta, and this seems like the end station.
This is definitely where they're about to get off this road, but they're going down to the third map, it looks like. ESC, that's what we were saying at the end of the first. It had to be the third map, ESC. That was what it was all about. Now, Maniz is going to start us off strong here, taking out Spitty, taking out Penta's hopes, along with the help of Innocent. Two-man lead, 2 pistols and a rifle for Penta, and now they have to do the impossible.
Oh, they could just grenade him down here. Oh, actually, Next picks up a kill. It still doesn't really matter. They jump on the face of Crystal, boots in his head, and he's going to end up in a 1-on-2 with very little health here and almost no chance. They're not even really worried about putting down the bomb. They're just going to fight him, and Minis will pick up the double kill. And that's a 16-6 victory in return. But somehow, ESC's victory seemed more impressive than Penta's for some reason, even though it was the same scoreline. That's how weird this game can be at times, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely felt more dominant, this one right here, than the one we saw Penta pull off on Mirage. Absolutely. Because it never felt like Penta had a real chance on Dust2. On the T side, sure, they got 2 rounds, so that's not a lot of rounds. But yeah, they got completely shut down whenever they tried to do anything at all, and they basically got the pistol round.
Yeah.
On the CT side, and that was what gave them 6 rounds at all, so... yeah, just not a lot of things going the way of Penta, and ESC doing a great job of shutting them down. And I can't recall exactly how many entry frags Penta got, but it was not a lot. And I think Minis must have gotten at least 6 rounds or something like that on the CT side, where he actually opened up everything, but just playing aggressive and catching Penta members off guard from a different position every time.
Yeah, it was really, really, really overwhelming. And if we just take a look at the actual statistics, because we do have those thanks to ESL, Rallen ended up at a stunning 21 kills and 71% headshot ratio. Most kills happening with the M4A1, so pretty damn impressive. But Minis also at 28 kills, a lot of them with the AWP, so the headshot ratio doesn't really apply here. It's the top fragger at the end, and really, really hard game for Penta. The heat map, not always... that functional, but I mean, the A site seemed to be preferable for ESC. They got a lot of their action going on there. Penta, I think they tried everything. I mean, it's not like they ever gave up and just kept running their heads against the wall in the same spot. They just couldn't find a right place to go at the end.
You see that tiny blue dot in lower dark?
Yeah.
On the heat map in the first map, that's Minis. Yeah, 100% Minis.
Absolutely. That's really funny, actually. All right. Well, guys, we are going to go to a really quick break again. Not that long, I believe. Just a couple of minutes, and we'll be right back. So stay tuned here. It's the ESL Pro League, and the third map is coming up.